If you've been shopping for a reusable water bottle lately, there's a good chance you've seen the Owala FreeSip. It has a huge number of positive reviews, and the 24-ounce version in Denim is one of the most popular models. But is it actually worth buying, or is this just another water bottle with a clever lid? I went through the recurring feedback from Amazon buyers and other long-term reviews, and there are a few things that stand out. So let's break down what people actually like, what they complain about, and who I think this bottle makes sense for. First, the biggest selling point is the lid. The Owala has what it calls the FreeSip design. Basically, you have a built-in straw for sipping while the bottle is upright, but you can also tilt the bottle back and drink through the larger opening. And honestly, that seems to be the feature people like the most. If you're working at a desk, you can take small sips without tipping the bottle. But if you're coming back from a workout and just want a bigger drink, you can tilt it back and drink more quickly. You don't have to unscrew a cap or switch between different lids. It sounds like a small thing, but this is one of those designs that can make a product more convenient in everyday use. Multiple reviews specifically praise the sip or swig setup. The second major positive is temperature retention. The stainless steel body is insulated, and buyers consistently praise how long the water stays cold. People report that ice and cold water last for much of the day, although obviously results will vary depending on how much ice you use and the surrounding temperature. So if you like really cold water, this is definitely one of the stronger reasons to consider it. The bottle is also convenient to carry. The 24-ounce size is relatively compact, and reviews frequently mention using it at work, in the car, at the gym, or in a backpack. The carry loop is integrated into the lid, so you don't have a big handle sticking out when you're not using it. And the locking lid is another feature that gets a lot of positive feedback. Most owners seem to have a good experience carrying it around without accidental spills. I wouldn't interpret that as nothing can ever leak, though. There are lower-rated reviews reporting leaks associated with things like gaskets or lid problems. So I'd say the design is very good at preventing leaks, but it's not something I'd treat as an absolute guarantee. Now, let's talk about the downsides because there are a few. The biggest one for me is cleaning. The FreeSip lid is more complicated than a basic screw-top bottle. You've got the straw, the lid mechanism, seals, and multiple areas where moisture can remain. That's not necessarily a deal breaker, and plenty of owners find it easy enough to clean. But if you're the kind of person who wants to rinse a bottle once and call it a day, this probably isn't the ideal design. The recurring advice from reviews is to actually clean the lid and straw properly and let everything dry. That's especially important with any reusable bottle that is enclosed or hard to reach areas. The second downside is capacity. It's 24 ounces, which I think is a pretty good everyday size, but it's not huge. If you're sitting at a desk all day and drinking a lot of water, you're probably going to refill it more often than you would with a 32 or 40-ounce bottle. So the 24-ounce size is actually a strength if portability matters to you, but a weakness if your priority is maximum capacity. There's also some feedback about the durability of the lid and exterior. The stainless steel body is generally viewed positively, but some owners report scratches, dents, or problems with plastic components and the lid mechanism over time. Those don't appear to represent everyone's experience, but they're recurring enough that I wouldn't call this an indestructible bottle. And there's one other thing worth mentioning. The drinking experience takes a little getting used to. Because of the way the FreeSip opening works, drinking from the larger opening can feel slightly unusual at first. One long-term review specifically noted that some water can flow through both openings when you're swigging. Most people seem to adapt to it, but it's not necessarily going to feel intuitive immediately. So is the Owala FreeSip 24-ounce worth buying? I think yes, for the right person. If you want a relatively compact bottle that keeps water cold, is easy to carry, and gives you both a straw-style sip and a larger drinking opening, the FreeSip design has some real advantages. The main reason I'd buy it isn't the color or the popularity. It's that the lid solves a genuine everyday annoyance. But I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. If you hate cleaning complicated lids, want the biggest possible capacity, or tend to be extremely hard on your bottles, there are reasons to consider something simpler or more rugged. For most people looking for an everyday cold water bottle, though, the combination of insulation, portability, and the sip or swig lid makes the Owala a pretty compelling option. I'd put it this way, the Owala FreeSip isn't perfect, but its best feature is actually useful, not just marketing.